In this video, we'll be taking a look on the environmental factors influencing the luxury goods industry and Louis Vuitton. In order to conduct the right analysis, one must understand the layers of the business environment. As you can see here in this onion, the first layer is the macro environment, where we are taking the pestle analysis. The second layer is the industry, where we're conducting the 5 Porters force analysis. And based on those analyses, we can state the competitive situation of the industry.
In order to understand the external environment and how it affects the luxury goods industry, we use the layers of business environment to find our competitors. And in the macro analysis, we use the pestle framework. The pestle framework is about the political, social, environmental, economical, technological, and legal matters. In the political matters, LV, like any other business, is affected by the role of the government and has to pay their taxes. Before entering the Asian market, LV noticed an increase in counterfeit goods. By entering this market, LV gave Chinese customers the opportunity to access the products without the need of counterfeiting. But this do not stop the situation. The anti-counterfeiting trade agreement tries to establish an international agreement for targeting counterfeit goods. In the social matters, LV targets 3 different segments: the absolute, the aspirational, and the accessible. The main segment, the absolute, are individuals with a high or ultra-high net worth, and as well has a huge network. LV products reflect a high-class lifestyle and exclusivity. In the environmental matters, LV is not as environmentally conscious as they should be. Their products and its manufacturing are the main environmental issues. By reducing their waste, limiting their carbon footprint, and preserving the natural sources, they could make a big difference in this issue. The economical. Because LV headquarters are based in France, it accounts for a great amount of the country's GDP. LV has not entered the Asian market to minimize counterfeiting, but also to reduce the cost of labor. As a powerful brand, LV has contributed to globalization by expanding and targeting wealthy segments. In the technological matters, innovation within LV has a great priority. Making the renewal of designs is one of the main technological forces. Not only do they focus on design innovation, but also production. This allows cheaper production as newer and better machines are always implemented. LV also experiences a great amount of success with online marketing and sales of their web shop. In the legal matters, their issue in the grey and black market with counterfeiting and fakes. Even though LV has copyright and patents on their brand, several movies have used their brand without the permission.
There's 5 forces. Competitive rivalry. The luxury goods industry has quite a high competitiveness. However, unlike most industries, the competition is not about price, but rather brand image and quality. This makes the competitive rivalry moderate. Some competitors of Louis Vuitton are Versace, Gucci, Chanel, Prada, and many more. Power of customers. Louis Vuitton operates on a business-to-business as well as a business-to-consumer basis. This includes wholesalers and directly owned stores. Wholesalers account for 10% of the customers, which therefore limits their bargaining power. Customers at the end of the chain have a moderate bargaining power due to Louis Vuitton's brand recognition and quality of goods. Altogether, the power of the customers is low. Threat of new entrants. Loyalty and brand recognition are the driving forces towards luxury goods and for middle to high income earners. Therefore, it is not only expensive to enter this industry, but in order to gain reputation like Louis Vuitton brand attained, a great amount of investment must be acquired. This makes the threat of new entrants very low. Power of suppliers. Vietnam, India, China, Italy, and the United States of America are home to Louis Vuitton's manufacturing plants. Louis Vuitton has managed to reduce the suppliers' bargaining power by taking over key suppliers for leather.
Since Louis Vuitton attends aspirational, absolute, and accessible customer segments, they have many competitors. And based on our findings, we discovered that due to their revenue being 3 times higher than its competitors, they are the market leader, thus having the higher percentage of market shares. Their competitors such as Gucci, Prada, Hermes, and Coach falls on the market challenger position, and Bottega Veneta falls on the market niche, having the smaller revenue.
Based on our findings of the important characteristics of this particular industry, we analyzed the values in order to compare the competitive situation to Louis Vuitton. We rated the companies with a scale from 1 to 5 in order to detect performance gaps within the competitive situation. As far as quality goes, Louis Vuitton is rated 4 because of their high demands for quality, and Gucci 3 because Gucci mainly produce their products with fabrics which is not weather sustainable. We didn't rate Louis Vuitton 5 because of Hermes, which has higher quality than Louis Vuitton. As far as image and brand goes, I rated Louis Vuitton 5 because of their dominant market shares in this particular industry, and Gucci 3 because of their position as a luxury brand, but still they don't have the same high sales and respect like Louis Vuitton has. As far as revenue goes, Gucci's revenue was in 2014 $4,647.8 million, and Louis Vuitton's revenue was $10.1 billion in May 2015, which shows the difference, even though it isn't in the same time period. As far as product goes, the history of products, sustainability, and lifetime guarantee of materials is what ranks, what gives Louis Vuitton a rank of 4, because they could do better as far as of production, because of the new technology they are putting into the business towards improving the production time, but it isn't a good thing for their brand image, you can say. As far as location goes, since Gucci has a wider range of wholesalers and retailers than Louis Vuitton, the location for Gucci has been ranked higher. Gucci is more available in general, and since Louis Vuitton has restrictions towards how their products can be seized, so that's why that's the difference between those two companies. As far as reputation goes, we ranked Louis Vuitton 4 because of their involvement with technology. They emphasize on the craftsmanship of the products, so technological improvement can damage their reputation as a high-end luxury brand. Gucci is ranked 2 because the way the customers can seize their product. They have problems with counterfeits and black market, which influence their general reputation as a high-end luxury brand. As far as expertise goes, Louis Vuitton has high expectation towards expertise internally and externally. They only want the best of the best and only want the best for the customers, so of course they would get the best expertise towards keeping their customers. And they control their own main supply chain, so that's an expertise you can say they have put into their own business as far as a strategy. and Gucci have high demands for also have high demands for expertise towards their customers, but they still don't have the same reputation for expertise as Louis Vuitton has. They still have respect in that area as far as counterfeiting goes. Of course, Louis Vuitton has some counterfeiting, but they don't have the same problems as Gucci has. As far as material goes, I have ranked Louis Vuitton 5 because they use high-end materials. They test their materials, they know where they come from. They even have cows in Europe producing leather, because in other countries it wouldn't work because of maybe mosquito bites, and just the leather wouldn't be the quality they need for their products. So that's a strategy they use towards building their brand with good materials that can sustain the everyday damages, and even when it's broke, they offer a lifetime guarantee.
There are many opportunities and threats in the industry. One of them is higher demand for luxury goods, where the luxury good industry increases as the demand does. In Asia, there is a rise in the demand, whereas it could be a great opportunity to increase sales and production in Asia. Increased online sales is also an opportunity, where there is a huge online market, even though, for instance, Louis Vuitton couldn't give the same customer service, but there is great opportunity and a big market here. There's also price elasticity. Prices in general have gone up, but we still have price elasticity. LV can rise the prices even further. They just have to stay over the inflation line by a good margin and keep focus on the two upper segments, the absolute and the aspirational. Innovation during the design and fashion trends is also an opportunity, where fashion trends changes fast. Louis Vuitton had to go along. There are new trends popping up all over the world, and working with new thinking designers may give LV an advantage in the market. And the last of these opportunities is new technology within handcraft. There is great opportunity in Asia, where the labor cost is lower and there is many shearing specialists. As there are many opportunities, there is also many threats. There is environmental and global warming, where an increase in temperature can result in more blemishes in the leather, whereas it cannot be used for high quality leather bags and goods as Louis Vuitton is selling. There is an increase for quality raw materials in that way, but as the demand rises, we need to look for other opportunities for leather. There is a rising labor cost in Europe, whereas prices also have to increase without a positive outcast for LV. They have to look to other opportunities where the quality can stay the same but the labor cost is lower. There is also the technology. Even though Louis Vuitton have to keep up with technology, they have to be aware about the handcrafting. And the last is the reputation. It is important to maintain the handcrafted heritage. It will not appeal to the absolute segment if they use robots instead of handcraft to make their leather goods. And last but not least, we have the conclusion. It is hard to get into the luxury market and also have success by doing so. As Louis Vuitton is the market leader, they have to hold on to that position. Informed to stay at the maturity level in the industry of life cycle, where they also profit the most, they have to consider their opportunities and threats. Louis Vuitton have to be aware not to end up in the substitution effect. As prices rise, consumers from the two lower segments, aspirational and accessible, will replace more expensive items with less costly alternatives. On the other hand, as wealth increases, the opposite tends to be true, which is known as the income effect. If the income rises, so do the need for luxury. So our analyses show that there are several opportunities and threats for the luxury brand as told earlier. We recommend Louis Vuitton to take these in consideration and use the opportunities and think about the threats. We need to take all considerations from the key competitors to protect their brand. This is by doing the position defense, where they can protect their core business and their goods, but also doing a flank attack, where they analyze the competitors and attack at the weakest point. The most important thing is to keep up with the new marketing technologies and strategies. You can also read our decision memo, where we have all our most important findings. Thank you.